Hi guys, this is Joy Ani scrapping in my own private Idaho, and today I am working on this sketch. It was part of Christy's Beautiful Life. It was day number, I'm not for sure what day it is. I'll have to go back and check and see. I believe it was, it doesn't say. I am not doing them in order of Christy's Beautiful Life because I am working on a big calendar project. And so this was one of Christy's Beautiful Life. It is by Kristen of Scrappin' on the Fly. And I thought it was great for March. And that's the month that I'm working on. And so I'm using it for a March calendar page. And I do make 2 pages, and then so this will be the page that will be on the calendar, and this I put in the album. And then when the month of March is over, they simply take this one off and put it next to the calendar. And when I get done with the calendar, I'll show you exactly how that works. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I'm going to start with the left-hand side, and she has them stacked. I could not get my paper to do that, so I didn't. So the paper that I'm using is from Close to My Heart. It was a part of the Constant campaign. It was called Blue Skies. I believe it was 2018, and you can see that I have used this paper. I have fussy cut and cut the strips and put them on the left side, and this one I just went ahead with the red because most of the people in this picture are boys, and so I went ahead and I like that. I'm going to show you the rest of the pack. I do have, if you are local to me, I do have a couple of these packs left. I am closing out my Close to My Heart stuff, as I have, I'm a demonstrator for Stampin' Up, but I wanted to show you this beautiful pack, and I do have 2 of these left, and I've used this pack in some fun ways. You can see that my title comes from this page, and I was going to have Living with Leprechauns, but then I realized that this says Live Here, so what I did was I cut that apart, and my title is Leprechauns Live Here. So I'll show you that a little bit closer. You can see Leprechauns Live Here. So that is great fun. So let's go ahead and get started with the left-hand side. I do have my pictures covered up because they are children who do not belong to me. And I didn't do a lot of, there was just fussy cutting and Cricut cuts, and I'll tell you the Cricut cuts that I use. So I'm going to move this out of the way so you can see what I am doing, and I'm going to go ahead and start here. So because this is super busy paper, I decided that I would go ahead and use a white background. So if you are dealing with a busy pattern, you might want to go ahead and fussy cut. So I'm going to have to make my rainbow kind of come down here. Do you recognize this little pot of gold? This pot of gold is from Stampin' Up. It is actually from their Halloween pack. So it came from their Halloween pack, and I'm going to just kind of glue it down a little bit. And I did not buy this for the Halloween. I bought it because I wanted to do a bunch of stuff with St. Patrick's Day, and we'll be making some fun little projects with that. I'm thinking by St. Patrick's Day, I did do 31 days of treats for Halloween, and I'm going to move this up so you can see where I'm doing. I'm kind of just placing this because I want this to go off, and I'm going to trim it level with my overlay. So this is an overlay that was free because I have Cricut Access, and I am just going to tape this down here, and I'm going to trim it. I don't want it to go all the way to the edge of the white, but I do want it to go all the way to the edge of that. And I'm just going to take scissors. I used green apple. This color that I'm working with is green apple. I used the colors that was in the paper pack. So there, see how so that's going to go nicely on there. The colors that I'm using today is green apple, and I used some candy apple, some of the canary paper, and some of the yellow, which was canary. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put my overlay on my white. If you didn't want it to be stark, I thought about adding clouds, but since I had the overlay, I thought it didn't need clouds. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tape around this. A lot of times I will, see how I do that? And I thought about putting all this overlays on so that you didn't have to watch me, but hey, it is what it is. Okay. Overlays are great if you are, and so to find the St. Patrick's Day, if you go Cricut and you do image, type in whatever, and then up at the top it will have an advanced search. Once you go to advanced search, it will allow you to look for holidays, and then under holidays was St. Patrick's Day. And after St. Patrick's Day, of course, was, I typed in overlay. It's kind of like actual research. Okay. I will say that I wish that Cricut did a better job of, their search engine isn't as good as YouTube, actually, just for trivia. YouTube has one of the best search engines. I don't know if you know that or not, but they do. They're kind of known for it. I don't know who they use, but I wish that Cricut would use the same search engine as. I got this off a little bit. This is the hard part of putting an overlay down, is I got it a little bit crooked. So what you want to do is you want to lay it straight, and you know I have a crooked eye. But hey, maybe you just need to see me struggle a little bit today. Okay, so, and this, so if you are working on calendars, this is a great easy way to do it. So the other thing I want to talk about is the fact that, well, I do have one picture of my niece and my nephew dressed up as a leprechaun, but a lot of times I'm using this as a very themed page, but I am not at all concerned that the kids are not dressed up as leprechauns. So even though my title is Leprechauns Live Here, you don't necessarily have to have a picture of a leprechaun. You can just have the theme. Boy, this is really crooked. It's going to drive me a little bit crazy. I might have to redo this. So if I decide I don't like this because it's kind of crooked, what I will do is I will trim it off and I will put it down because it's going to get wonky. So I could trim this off and then try to reapply it onto probably this color. And I might do that. So if you look at it and you see that the background is this, that's what I've done to correct my very sloppy work. Okay, so this is a little bit more over than I had intended, but to get my curve the way I wanted it to go, I had to do it that way. So I forgive myself because we all know that I'm not a perfectionist. Okay, and then I'm going to put her right here. And so this is similar to the sketch. My placement of pictures is similar to the sketch, but I did change it to match. And remember, a sketch is only an approximation. It's a way for you to start. So once you get started, my pictures are not the same size as their pictures because I am using what I have. and wanting to get probably more pictures and maybe bigger pictures than what they had. That's usually the case is, and theirs is way down here like this, and then but their picture's smaller, so I think it looks better up here. So that's what I'm going to do. And what was nice about this overlay is now I have all these negative spaces that I can add to future projects, because I do have quite a few calendar pages that I am needing to do. I do like how they've had the little arrows on here, and that's just a pop of color, and it's really cute. So that is the left side. Now we're going to do the right side, and we're doing kind of the same technique. Yes, and hopefully I'll get this a little bit straighter. And I'll show you how I changed this a little bit. I didn't use as much paper because I was using what I have. But I really do like how I was able to use this title for my picture. And this was the cutest one. So this is an older picture of this is his daughter that's quite a bit older. So it's an older picture, but I'm putting it with a current picture because he's dressed like a leprechaun. And since they don't have any other, I'm making this as a gift. So since they don't have those pictures anyplace else, I feel comfortable in putting them on there. So that might be an idea. If you are really far behind, or you're giving gifts, or you have a theme, you can always, you don't have to put everything on your page, doesn't have to be from the same day. You can mix and match your pictures for a theme or hairstyles. I've always thought that it would be kind of fun to go back and do like all my cars or whatever. So, and the other thing that I've kind of given myself permission to do is you might have a favorite picture and it might go in 2 places. So you can use a photo more than once. I tend not to do that because I have a lot of photos that I just need to get documented. So, and I do love this overlay. And like I said, it was free if you have Cricut access. I use my Cricut pretty much every day. Oh, that's so much straighter. Oh, good luck on that one. So, let me look at my sketch again. So these are, I wanted to show you these. This is from the paper that, here's the paper that I cut this from, and you can see that I just literally cut it out from there. And it worked out really well. So I love that, and it's perfect for St. Patrick's Day. Okay, so I started with the yellow, and that goes down here. I'm going to lay that out so that I believe the red's on the top. That's the biggest. And I did have to kind of make it so that it fit because I was kind of in a quandary here. So I'm okay with it overlapping. So, and we always talk about rainbows, how rainbows are God's promise. And God keeps His promise, so that's why we see a rainbow. Is every time we see a rainbow, we are reminded that God is faithful and He keeps His promises. When I lived in Oregon, I saw a whole lot more rainbows than I do in Idaho, because it does not rain very much here. Okay, so I'm going to put the picture down here, and I did use clover. This is clover cardstock, and it was not listed, but I needed another green, so I just went ahead and used clover, and it works pretty well. This picture is bigger than the one that they called for, but that is the one I had. And it was, so I tried to pick silly pictures of the kids, because, you know, leprechauns are, they're clever, they're silly, they like to hide things, and so that's what I think of when I see leprechauns. I want to make sure that I'm thinking I did not put all of my little tags on here. Whoops! So I have to have this down here, so I'm going to move my picture up a little bit. And my nephew's skinny little leg. Okay. And what I'll do is, and they can put, she can journal on that. You could pop this up if you want to, but since this is on a calendar, I might not, and I will really adhere it because calendars get used quite a bit. And when I get one calendar done, I'll do a whole flip through and you can see the whole thing. So this is a smaller picture, and this was so fun. My niece took pictures of this. I believe this picture was in 2010. Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe, it might be 2009. But that's my great niece. And we'll put this over here. I loved how they used the little, and this was special paper that they had. It was very glossy, and it matched what they had going on, and that was way fun. So they have, up here, you can see they have a banner, and that gives us a little splash of color, doesn't it? Oops, I forgot. Oops, I may have to move this because, see, my leprechauns have to go on here. I'm going to move this. Everything's going to have to go up. Sorry. That's why I don't get very aggressive when I forgot my leprechauns. How can I forget that? See, I told you leprechauns like to hide. They hide from me, and then I have to. All right. And I don't know if you know the secret of, if you ever need to remove something like this, a good way to do it is you can use like dental floss. Leprechauns live here. And I will have my little, I'm going to go back in and really glue this down, but I kind of just want it to stay right there. I'm going to have the leprechauns go right here. I'm going to cover her up. She's so cute. Alright, so, and then this one goes here. Alrighty. It looks like, let me bring it all back in. And this actually was one of the quicker, I feel like, oops, I'm going to have it, the pink was supposed to go up here. And then the yellow was supposed to go down here. And I have one of the yellows was supposed to go on this side. And I'll put the two together so you can see the two layouts together. So I will put what number this is of Christy's Beautiful Life. That will be in the title. It kind of slipped my mind while I'm doing this. I want to put this picture down a little bit better. But I loved how it turned out, and this one took me about a day, which is, that's pretty fast for me. So there is my March page. So I hope this is inspiring you to look at your pictures. And remember, you don't have to have leprechauns in it to have that on there. I do have a little leprechaun hat that is on my table somewhere, and I'll pop out that and put that there. You can add a few little shamrocks along the way when I take them off their face. So anyway, so I hope you will like and subscribe to my channel. This is what I'm going to be working on probably until Christmas. Have a great day, and I hope you will consider doing a calendar. They're great fun. Talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.